If any character from South Park deserves to get expelled from school, it is no other than Cartman. But why does he deserve to get called out for his personality? But before we do that, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Number 10. He makes life awful for ginger kids. In the episode Ginger Kids from season 9, Cartman delivers a class presentation where he spreads hateful ideas about ginger kids, referring to children with red hair and freckles. He boldly claims that these kids lack souls and attributes their condition to a fictional disease called gingervitis. Cartman further divides them into two categories, labeling those with only red hair as daywalkers. To support his prejudiced views, he manipulates Bible verses, suggesting that even Judas Iscariot was ginger. Unsurprisingly, Cartman's speech triggers shockwaves throughout the school, leading to a surge in contempt towards gingers.
Thank you, Mrs. Garrison. My speech is entitled Ginger Kids, Children with Red Hair, Light Skin, and Freckles.
In an ill-conceived attempt to teach Cartman a lesson, his friends decide to paint freckles on his face while he's asleep. However, this backfires, exacerbating the already dire situation. In an unexpected turn of events, Cartman rallies other red-haired, freckled children, urging them to rise up as the Great Race. Number 9. He gives laxatives to Mr. Mackey and the faculty. In the episode Bass to Mouth, the school faculty faces a distressing situation as a student soils his pants and contemplates suicide. Desperate for a solution, they turn to Cartman, known for his unconventional ideas. However, Cartman's plan to divert attention by causing another student to soil herself only exacerbates the problem, leading to a tragic suicide attempt. To divert attention from this alarming incident, Cartman concocts a reckless scheme to make the entire student body experience the embarrassment of soiling themselves. But as his plan teeters on the brink of exposure, Mr. Mackey, a faculty member, tries to ease the tension by sacrificing Cartman and throwing him under the metaphorical bus. Enraged by Mr. Mackey's betrayal, Cartman seeks revenge in an ill-advised manner. He bakes cupcakes infused with potent laxatives and cunningly offers them to Mr. Mackey, resulting in an unfortunate bout of digestive distress.
Oh, it's bad. Excuse me, kids, I need to run. Ow!
I put a lot of Arby's horsey sauce on those.
Number 8. He attends school as a notorious dictator. In the episode Pink Eye, an eventful Halloween takes place at South Park Elementary. Cartman, always one to seek attention and win contests, decides to make a bold move by dressing up as a notorious dictator for the school's Halloween costume competition. He proudly claims that his mother crafted the costume for him, unaware of the trouble his choice would stir. Wearing an outfit reminiscent of a dictatorial figure sends a strong and troubling message, especially given Cartman's openly anti-Semitic beliefs. Principal Victoria, upon spotting Cartman's costume, immediately intervenes. Instead of punishing him outright, she takes a different approach to addressing the issue. Showing Cartman a video explaining the inappropriateness of dressing as Hitler, she attempts to educate him on the historical and cultural significance behind such a choice. Realizing the gravity of his actions, Principal Victoria decides to rectify the situation by providing Cartman with an alternative costume. She hastily assembled a ghost costume for him to wear instead.
Where did you get that costume, young man?
My mom made it. Yig hi! Yig hi!
Shh! God bless America. You get into my office before anyone else sees you.
However, the hastily made ghost costume ends up being equally controversial. Unintentionally resembling a hooded KKK robe, it only compounds the initial problem. The unintended similarity creates an uncomfortable and inappropriate association, further highlighting the poor judgment behind Cartman's original costume choice. Despite Principal Victoria's well-intentioned efforts to address the situation, the resolution falls short, underscoring the complex and sometimes absurd nature of the events that unfold in South Park. Number 7. He defecates on his teacher's desk. When Wendy challenges Cartman to a fight after school, he becomes fearful of being beaten up by a girl. Desperate to avoid the confrontation, Cartman devised a plan to get detention, rendering him unavailable for the fight. With time running out, Cartman's solution was to expose himself in front of the class and defecate on Mr. Garrison's desk. Surprisingly, his plan succeeded, and he was assigned detention, although many considered the punishment to be too lenient for such a revolting act.
I gotta get detention, fast! No!
Number 6. He removes Kenny's feeding tube to get a PSP. In the episode Best Friends Forever of Comedy Central's Kenny PSP series, a controversial storyline unfolded, revealing Cartman's morally questionable actions. As Kenny's life hung in the balance, Cartman shockingly supported the decision to end Kenny's life by advocating for the removal of his feeding tube. His ulterior motive was the inheritance of Kenny's PSP, a selfish act that contradicted the principles of friendship and empathy. Cartman's stance and actions showcase his disregard for human life and his willingness to exploit a tragic situation for personal gain. By going against the wishes of his friends and valuing material possessions over the sanctity of life, Cartman's character demonstrates a callous and unethical approach.
Oh, I just remembered. Kenny told me this one time that he wouldn't want to be kept alive by a feeding tube.
He did? When?
It was, this one time.
He did not say that. You just want him dead so you can have a stupid PSP.
Number 5. He destroys San Francisco with Cthulhu. In Mysterion Rises, Season 14, Episode 12, Cartman seeks revenge against his friends from the Coon and Friends group for excluding him and claiming the team name. Employing a cunning strategy, he manages to befriend the ancient deity Cthulhu by assuming the guise of an endearing kitten. Cthulhu, the formidable creature from Lovecraftian lore, finds Cartman irresistibly adorable and establishes a friendship with him. Exploiting this newfound alliance, Cartman seizes the opportunity to trademark his own superhero squad's name. However, the consequences of his actions prove to be catastrophic for the entire city of San Francisco, as it falls victim to the wrath of Cartman and his newfound companion. Tragically, San Francisco succumbs to the devastating power of Cthulhu, resulting in the complete decimation of the city. The once vibrant and bustling metropolis is reduced to ruins under the joint force of Cartman's ambition and Cthulhu's destructive might. The repercussions of this catastrophic event reverberate throughout the region, leaving a trail of devastation and despair in its wake.
We are not so different, Cthulhu. Though I am a superhero and you are a dark god from another dimension, perhaps we can work together.
Number 4. He accidentally set fire to the school. In the episode Butt Out, after enduring an annoying school assembly aimed at discouraging smoking, Cartman and his friends decided to take up smoking to rebel against the performers' messages. When they were almost caught smoking on school grounds by Mr. Mackey, they hastily disposed of their cigarettes in a dumpster. Unfortunately, the cigarettes were not properly extinguished, resulting in a fire that engulfed and destroyed the school. In a peculiar twist of South Park logic, the boys were not reprimanded for burning down the school, but rather for a seemingly lesser offense: smoking.
Okay, let me tell you something about cancer. Okay, cancer's bad. Okay, and what?
Number 3. He exploits dying Kenny to legalize stem cell research.
Hello, is this University of Colorado Biology Department? Great. Look, I understand you're currently doing research on stem cells. Cool, because I'm currently in possession of some aborted fetuses I'm looking to unload.
In the episode Kenny Dies from Season 5, Cartman seizes an opportunity for personal gain when he comes into possession of a large number of aborted fetuses. Simultaneously, Kenny is diagnosed with a degenerative muscle disease that will ultimately lead to his demise. Capitalizing on this unfortunate circumstance, Cartman cunningly manipulates the situation and advocates for the legalization of stem cell research. He presents himself as a compassionate friend to Kenny, concealing his true motives. As Kenny's health deteriorates, he tragically succumbs to the disease, while the bill supporting stem cell research is successfully passed. During Kenny's funeral, Cartman unexpectedly disrupts the solemn occasion by proclaiming a miraculous revelation. His dramatic intervention compels others to abandon the ceremony and follow him, driven by curiosity and hope. However, their anticipation is dashed when they discover that Cartman's Miracle is merely a pizza parlor established using the stem cells obtained from the deceased Kenny. Number 2. He pretends to be disabled to compete in Special Olympics.
All I have to do is make people think I'm handicapped and I get $1,000. It won't be easy, but nothing worth having ever is.
In the episode title Up the Down Steroid from Season 8, Cartman hatches a scheme to enter the Special Olympics, motivated by the $1,000 prize for the winner. Believing he would easily secure first place, he pretends to have a disability, attempting a woefully inaccurate portrayal of a disabled individual. However, despite his efforts to maintain the ruse, Cartman's lack of physical fitness prevents him from truly competing. Ultimately, he finishes in last place. Despite his failure in the competition, Cartman manages to receive some form of recognition. he is awarded the Spirit Award, accompanied by a gift voucher. While his deceitful actions may have granted him a consolation prize, it is worth noting that his behavior and the manner in which he exploited the Special Olympics for personal gain are highly unethical. This episode sheds light on the serious issue of individuals dishonestly attempting to participate in events designated for individuals with disabilities. It reminds us of the importance of integrity and fair play, emphasizing that exploiting such competitions undermines the purpose and value they hold for those who genuinely participate. Number 1. He purposely infects Kyle. In the episode titled Tonsil Trouble, Cartman, having been diagnosed with HIV, faced ridicule from Kyle, who deemed it a just consequence. Enraged by Kyle's insensitive reaction, Cartman maliciously decided to intentionally transmit the HIV virus to him, motivated by a desire for revenge.
All right, boys, now what is this fighting all about?
He gave me AIDS.
What?
He purposely infected me with his HIV virus.
Upon discovering Cartman's heinous act, Kyle confronted him during recess, resulting in a physical altercation. Both students were subsequently taken to the principal's office, where Cartman was compelled to apologize for his deliberate infection of Kyle. While coercing an apology can be considered a significant punishment for a child, intentionally exposing someone to a potentially lethal disease undoubtedly warrants more severe disciplinary measures. Such a deliberate act of infection carries grave implications and demands a more appropriate response from those in authority. So now what do you think? Should Cartman be canceled? Share your opinion in the comments section. Thanks for watching.